Well, good morning, everyone. By the time you get this, I think it'll be morning. Right now, it's nighttime for me, but I'm just putting this together so that when you wake up, you'll see it. And some of you may see it at a different time during the day, but in any case, I'm planning on putting this one out about 4:30 tomorrow morning. And basically, it's an exercise. I thought it might be a good idea to show you a few exercises that will help you develop your skills in finger picking. Now, I've over and over again throughout my lessons, you'll hear me saying the thumb is dedicated to strings 6, 5, and 4, and 3, 2, 1 are dedicated to these three fingers here. So your ring fingers at 1, your middle fingers at 2, and your pointer fingers on string 3, they're dedicated there. Thumb has the rest of the strings. And you've heard that over and over again. But it's not an easy thing. You don't just start doing it. It takes repeating it over and over again to get it. And sometimes just doing a little bite size, a little something, it will trigger something in your brain so that it starts getting used to the feel of it, or it can easily go to it. Now you'll notice as we play guitar, we get little things that we learn, and when we pick up the guitar, that's the first thing we do, or we find ourselves doing it over and over again. It's kind of like a habit, really. There's a saying out there, actually, a person quoted, he said, repetition is the mother of skill. And that was Tony Robbins. And that is so true, that you repeat something over and over again, it no longer is something you're repeating, it becomes your skill, a skill base. In fact, Aristotle made a comment. He said, we are what we repeatedly do. And the excellence is not an act, but it's a habit. And so I think about great players like Tommy Emmanuel. I've heard him in a couple times in interviews where he talked about his habits around repetition or practicing, doing something over and over again. He practices about 3 hours a day. There's a writer from Canada. His name is Malcolm Gladwell, and you may have heard of him, but his whole thing was that you need 10,000 hours of repeating something or doing something to master it. Well, 10,000 hours that's about 417 days, something like that, what I calculated. That's like a year, never sleeping, just repeating it over and over again. Then you become a master at it. So to learn guitar, it's the same thing. You'll learn certain things quickly, but to actually master the fingerboard and to really be able to delve in like we see some of these great players, it took them time. It wasn't something that they did overnight, and it's something we can achieve, but we have to put our time in. We've got to put our hours in. We got to do some repetition. So I thought what I would do is today just give you one of those bite-sized exercises that you can do that will get you started with fingerstyle in terms of getting your fingers used to dedicated to strings 1, 2, and 3. The thumb's not going to do as much work today, but it will pick up string 5 and 4. So I guess it has something to do. But let me show you this, and then you take it, and then if you can add that to your practice when you do, even if it's just for 3 or 4 minutes, go through it, or repeat the cycle of it maybe 5 times each time, or something like that. Something like you would do if you're in the gym. These would be repetitions for you to do on the guitar, okay? So let's get started with that. Now this repetition is going to take the need of actually, let's see, yeah, actually 5 chords. So the first chord, let me show it to you. It's a power chord, and you're gonna find it up here. And so you take your pointer finger, put it on the 5th string, and you go to the 7th fret. Take your middle finger, put it on the 4th string, go to the 9th fret, and then go to the 3rd string, 9th fret, and put your ring finger. And that's an E. In fact, you'll see it on the charts as E5 because it's a power chord. It's actually, if you play it as a power chord, you just play these 3, or you could actually pick up the low note too. Those 4 strings, and you'd be at a power chord E because it's only 2 notes. Some are repeated, but it's 2 notes, okay? So they're power chords, and they're called E5. And the next power chord is just 2 frets down. All you have to do is slide that whole formation down 2 frets, and now you have D, D5, D power chord, okay? So I'll put the charts up there so you can get familiar with it. The next chord you need to know for this exercise is C. Okay, I think you know that. I'm just going to put the chord chart up there, and D. And then we're going to close it with just a regular E. Okay, and because those are first position chords, I'm not going to go into explanation about them. You need to get comfortable with them. If you're not, to do this exercise, I suggest playing the chords so that you can get through the transitions. Okay, so if you're not used to those, learn the chords and then get comfortable with the transition, okay? Now once you get that, we're going to do our exercise. Now throughout all of my teaching in all my lessons, and I think I have like 275 or more charts out there, videos out there, but very many of them say over and over again, when you are picking, I dedicate my thumb to strings 5, 4, and 3, and I dedicate, 6, 5, and 4, almost skipped a string, 6, 5, and 4, and these 3 fingers are on 3, 2, and 1, okay? So, using that method, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, we're going to do a little exercise. And basically, we're not going to play string 6. We're just going to play string 5 and 4 with a thumb. Okay? And then we're going to go to strings 3, 2, 1 with these 3 fingers. Pointer finger is on 3, and middle finger's on 2, and ring finger's on 1. So now we have. Okay. Okay, but in this case, I want you to do one extra thing, is I want you to come back to string 2. Here's what I mean by that. Here we are. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then back to 2, the second string, 2. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 2. Okay? So it's going to sound like this. Same picking for each of the chords. guess in a sense what I did there was I repeated it 4 times. Oops. And that would be 1 cycle. So it's an exercise. And as you can see, even as I was going through it, I was skipping things and making mistakes because I need practice. So work on that, and it will build your brain, your muscles in your brain a little bit, and in your fingers to get used to playing. Now this is just one pattern. We're going to do other patterns. I'm going to show you some others in the future. But right now, just start working on this one until you can get comfortable. So that's what it's going to look like, but start slow. And do slow for a while until you feel comfortable. You may need to go slower than that. But whatever works for you, but whatever you pick, repeat it over and over again, and do it every day for a couple of weeks in your practicing. Just say, okay, I'm going to just go through it 5 times, or maybe 10 times, and then move on to something else. Don't just spend all your time on it. It's just an exercise. It's just like if you go to the gym, you don't sit there and do push-ups the whole half an hour you're in there. You do a few repetitions and you move on to something else. And so it's the same thing with the guitar. A few repetitions, move on to something else. Okay? So I'm going to leave that right there. And tomorrow, actually, because this is evening right now, and you're going to be picking this up on the very day that I go, I will be going up to Sacramento, visiting a guitar store up there that I understand has Ferk guitars in it. So I'm really interested in seeing what they have. I'm hoping they have a baritone. But anyways, I'll be putting that video out for the next one. So watch for it. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. And look to see if you stayed subscribed, because I understand that it's easy to get dropped off for some unknown reason. It's just some glitch in the system. And that would help me greatly. And then I hope you have a great day or night wherever you are in this world.